The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade.
Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records, a proud sponsor of The Unfiltered by Jade.
Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away. Our services include online and local shopping in Jamaica for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, helping you to find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876 919 5195. Shopping Assistance 2015 at gmail.com. Follow Shopping Assistance on Instagram at Shopping Assist JA, at Twitter at Shopping Assist 5, and Facebook at The Shopping Assistance. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget. Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us three of my good friends, and they're here to discuss what men want versus what women think men want. I know, we women, know what they want, but they're here to tell us, and if we have been wrong, in what we have been saying all these years, and they're here to sort of quote unquote correct us. I'm going to use that lightly. So before we go into the discussion, I'm going to have them to introduce yourselves. So guys, can you introduce yourselves, please?
Let me say thank you so much, but there are no guys around here. We are men. Robert Barr is my name. Jamaican by birth, love people, and we just here this evening to have just a fruitful discussion in relation to the issue of men. Blessed love.
What is the issue? But anyway, continue. Tobia, you want to go?
All right,
But two
so
better guys.
mm-mm. Some dare say
Anyway,
that.
Tobago.
Yeah. All right, so my name is Tobia. I am, I guess, a counselor by profession. I believe in relationships of all types. I've been or was married for a number of years, and I feel like I have a little bit of experience, and I feel like even though it says what women think men need, I have some understanding of men where kind of put me a little touch higher than some
Oh,
women.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I see.
And I always said it's like sometimes I feel like I should have been a man in my in my original life, but God blessed me with, I guess, two minds, so I'm happy to be here.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin. I am an engineer student, and I do a lot of mentorship with young people. I enjoy discussions of the sort, and I'm really intrigued to see where this will lead us this evening.
Nice, nice. So let's dive into the first question. What do you think men want in a woman? And I'm gonna ask you, Tobia, to start.
What men want in a woman? When I first saw this topic, something came to me that my husband and I we talked about before we even got married, and it was something that I always tried to make sure was foremost in our relationship. And honestly, I want to say that the first thing that a man like really really wants from a woman is respect. Like, no two ways
Okay.
about it. He wants respect. And like how we say, oh, women want love, and for men, love is respect. And it's a situation where it's like how we say we revere God. Is that kind of thing. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
fear type of respect, but a reverence type of thing that a man wants from a woman.
Explain that reference that you're talking
You
of.
know, like in the Bible when the lady said, "My Lord," you get what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and how he
Right,
feels.
right, right.
That high and respected feeling that he feels when a woman addresses him as her Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not Lord over you, I'm a control and them kind of ways there. No. It means that you respect me to know that I am the man of the relationship, I'm the man of the house. I am taking care of you as my wife. Them kind of way there.
Understood. And I would share the same
Yeah.
beliefs. It has taken a while for me to get
Yeah.
here, but I share the same
Yeah.
understanding and belief where that is
Yeah.
concerned. But what is it that men want now in a relationship? We know what men want in a woman, but know what do they want in a relationship.
I don't
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
Rasta.
We
I
don't know
don't know.
because
I
men don't know what men want. Where are the men?
Listen me.
Men, what do you want in a relationship?
You know, so I kind of want to flip around the answer though. Like, I think, because I think we want respect in the relationship. What we want in a woman, like, my view of that, like what you want in a woman is the personality. Isn't that like a personality question? Just ask.
Yeah, it is. It can be a personality. It's just telling us exactly what you want because sometimes we hear men want their woman to have a good personality where you can hang around with her, you can talk with her and laugh with her. But on the flip side, some women are saying, or some men have said, when they have a woman that can become one of their mates or one of their friends like that, she no longer is attractive to them
As
as
they're
their woman.
right, right, right.
So, in that sense of it, what is it that you want in a woman? You want a woman that she can be able to par with you. What do you want in a woman?
I want my woman to be my best friend. I'm not really too, I don't really like this thing where it is being compared to the friendship of my boys, because it can in no way, shape, nor form be compared to that, because the way I'm looking at her and the way I'm looking at them is not the same. But it's almost like the environment, the environment of the friendship is the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? But so I, of course, I want someone where there's this freedom to express yourself. Like, I've been in a relationship now for 8 years. We're moving towards marriage and thing. In the latter years, especially last year, this year, we kind of started noticing that there are some things that we're much comfortable saying to each other now. We're much more comfortable in roasting each other about some stuff, right? Because we've done this groundwork, to point out that I am not dissatisfied with this part of your body. I'm not dissatisfied with this area of your body where you have this head of a discomfort. Yes, I know you want it to look better and whatever, and I'll support you in that. But I don't spend time to highlight, boy, I like how that look and whatever. So now we can run jokes. You can run a joke about my nose. I can run a joke about your forehead, right? And no, and so that kind of an environment where it is not heavy. The atmosphere isn't heavy. It is light. You someone that you look forward to telling. You get some good news. It's the first person you're thinking of. Saying, this happened in my life today. Somebody who you can go eat with and not really.
No man, no man. Let me tell you, I'm not go touch Kevin point. I just really wanted to add to it with the whole best friend thing and the whole running a joke thing. Before my husband died, that's one of the things that we had a plenty. Listen, have certain kind of, I don't want to say a deformity, but an incompletion of a certain aspect of my body, and him always call it him 75, him 75%, and that's my derriere. And I would always like I wouldn't take it for anything. It was just our thing to talk about and all of that kind of thing. So that is definitely important in, a relationship, and also in the person that you're with. There has to be some form of best friendship and closeness that sets that person apart from anybody else. I just wanted to say that.
Can I
Yes,
tell you
that's
though that
important.
everybody can play
No,
that?
not everybody can manage that.
You know, I really and truly appreciate the conversation thus far. I must agree with you, Kevin, that I'm not going to look at my woman like how I'd look at my body, which is my friends, because really and truly, I don't want to have sex with
Hmm.
my friends,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, I don't
Right,
want to have
right,
sex with my
right.
friends, so I'm
True,
going to
true,
look at
true.
my woman in a very different way, right?
Yes,
I
man.
want to
True.
correct the misnomer that Toby mentioned earlier in relation to the fact that she believes
What?
that respect is what a man wants. I disagree with
Need.
you.
Okay,
I
okay.
disagree with you that a man does not
What?
want
You know,
respect.
He needs it.
Man needs respect.
So yeah, my friend
absolutely.
Needs
You
needs
respect.
know
it.
All
what?
The
caps,
Needs
Bible
it.
bold
says that
letter.
he will supply all your needs,
Needs.
not your wants. So understand that
That's
a
right.
man
I
needs respect,
I stand
right?
perfectly corrected.
Hallelujah. So we
Glory
are
to
now
God.
in one accord in relation to the number one aspect of what a man
That
needs and
is
But
not
you
right.
wants.
know,
That is right.
And I like the fact that
Exactly.
you said that respect to the man equals love, because
Yes,
that is correct.
that's
you,
right. Yes, yes.
That is how we interpret respect.
Mhm.
And respect has to do with, as you rightfully put it, how the man is
If
treated, not just in the private sense, but
Mhm.
also in the public domain.
Right. In the
And ever so
public.
often,
That's right.
ever so often, women tend to want to exert that kind of thing in public, and it sends a bad picture in relation to just even the structure of the family. So one has to be
When
very
you're at
careful. That man
home,
don't
it's
want,
different.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, man.
Mhm.
So man don't want respect. Man needs respect. What a man wants is a woman that, as my brother said, that is compatible to him. What your
Mm.
husband was indicating that he likes this 90, this 75%.
Yes,
And I'm
ma'am.
quite
exactly.
sure that he was working on the
Exactly.
75% to get it
Of
to 100, because
course.
that's his,
That's
yes, man.
right.
but
That's
That is
right.
what he wants,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
A man wants a good listener. He wants to know that when he's going through the going through, there is somebody there that him can lay
you
down
know
on,
what?
put his head on the breast, or even between, what I want to where to
Exactly.
what to go.
And just pour out.
Pour
That is what
out.
he wants.
Pour, open the windows
Yes.
and
And
pour
pour
it
out.
out
And
a
I like the said
blessing.
he said pour out.
Try and do this day.
And it's
Pour
not
out.
just tears we're
Yes,
talking about. We're
man.
talking
Pour
about
out.
pouring out, right?
No, no, no.
Because a man
Of
want to feel that him can now come and plant his seed so that
Oh
there
my
can be
goodness.
production.
Oh my
That is what man
goodness.
wants.
See,
The man want a woman when him knows say, listen,
that
him
is
can cock her
right.
up left, can cock her up right, and she's right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
I fling it up and carry on.
Center.
That's what man
Yes.
wants.
this lack of
Lock
foolishness in the
shop.
relationship damages stuff. Listen to me. Your car
Lock
doesn't
shop.
want gas.
Mm-hmm.
Your car doesn't
Exactly.
chooses that it
Oh
wants some
boy.
gas.
Yeah, me
The
cannot
car
bother.
Mm,
needs
mm,
gas.
No,
And
sir.
if the car
mm,
is indicating to
mm,
you,
I agree.
if
mm.
the car is indicating to you that it wants gas
I
and you
just feel
My
like
pass this
friend.
speaking the
gas
tongue.
station
Shalama. Mm.
and you drive past the other gas station, a thing comes on that is called your check light. And if you ignore that check light and continue to drive past the gas station, what the car does is shut down on you, right?
Ping,
And
ping,
so
ping,
and
ping,
so
ping.
and
Shut
so and so
down.
for
Yes,
us
Toby.
men, right? We need to go to the gas
Mm-hmm.
station. And if your gas station is constantly closed,
Hallelujah. To be serviced.
I see Tobia on up.
What going to happen? No, no, no. You need to finish that statement,
It,
Kevin. You
it,
need to finish that
Hmm.
statement.
Hmm. All right.
You
Well,
know what?
let me help my brother. There is
Oh,
Texaco, there is
okay.
Rubies,
Okay.
there is Cool
Yes, Toby.
Oasis. Kevin is saying is that the gas station must operate on a
You see how the
24
place
hour
got
basis.
quiet.
The thing about it also is that this street is an
Mm-hmm.
interesting street.
Mm-hmm.
This street is an interesting street, right? A few years ago, I had a coworker, and her marriage was having some struggles, right? And her husband would constantly, quarrel for sex and so forth. Now they had a set of twins, right? I don't want to give away too much because this is YouTube and anybody can listen, right? But they had children, and one of the things that the man wasn't doing is that he wouldn't help out around the house as much, and both are working a shift kind of job and so forth. So at the end of the day, she is a word that is called tired,
Hmm.
right? And I think a lot of men, in knowing that yes, we need to go to the gas station, and yes, we need to be serviced, considering the fact that this is another human being, and if you have certain requests, there are certain things that you need to put in place to help set the mood.
So I,
Come
I
true,
was
come true.
really going to say that yes, yes, men want the men want the things them, and the man them want the bakery and the supermarket and the shop and all them some open. But then at the same time, if you not have the money for spend in
Yes, Kevin.
need, sorry Kevin,
All right, sir. Men need not
yes man,
want.
so
Okay.
they need that. They need the shop open. Yes, they need the shop to be open and the bakery side of the supermarket and all of them part the open. But also they need to have money to spend in it, because it don't make no sense you're going to
Whoa.
the supermarket and you look and you say, yeah man, and you feel and you say, yeah man, I want this, and you don't have money to spend. So I am saying other words, in other words, he needs to have what he needs to have, do what he needs to do
Whoa.
in order to be able to spend and buy and feel and partake in the supermarket. Because if he's not helping around the house, that's a one I'm currency them, If him not respect the woman same way like him would want to get respect, that's our next currency. Him
Whoa.
not gonna get the things in the
Whoa. See the
supermarket and
two.
the shop.
Whoa. Robert.
And
See me?
I'm total agreement with you, in the sense that that you're saying that men must take care of their women. I'm hoping to God that you're not saying that men should have money to ensure that
Lord
them
have
buy sex every
mercy.
time from their woman. I'm hoping that's not what you are saying. But I understand the point that men must take care of their women. I like the fact that my brother Kevin opened the point in relation to that men ought to not just want sex, ought not just to see the woman as a 24 hours, but rather ensure that the man is taking care of
Right.
things around the home. Right now, that sometimes is going to be a little tricky because men generally are not socialized in that
Yes.
particular area, and a part of the challenge is that the woman know they come into a relationship and the woman is trying to acculturize the man to this kind of living when really and truly he
Nobody's.
was not
Good,
brought up
good
in that
That
mothers,
kind
particular
of
man.
way. Thank
nurturing
God for Kevin
way.
and myself that our mothers ensured that we can wash, cook, and clean.
That's right.
So
Cook
therefore, we
and
can
clean.
help ourselves and we can help around the house. Yes, man. And trust me,
That's
I
right.
ever
That's right.
if I ever
That's
cook
right.
two-piece gear, you are gonna tie,
I have to see a piece of rope
right?
feet.
Because me I
Tie.
tell you,
Tie.
trust me, man, the hand good, man. My mother taught me well. So I understand the point in relation to listener, man, listener, man.
That's right.
So men and women must begin to train their boys in order so that way when they get
Mm-hmm.
into a relationship, they understand that it is not they're not the dictator in the relationship,
That's
but
right.
rather they are coming together, living together in a particular way so that there is camaraderie in the relationship,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I want to point also that the
Come
act of
on.
sex itself for a woman does not start when the physical
Mm-mm, it
contact,
does not.
because a woman generally start to think about sex long
Mm-hmm.
before the very act take place. So
Yes.
a part of this now is to train our boys that when they become men,
That is
they
right.
know that, listen, how to now flirt
That
with
is
their
right.
women
Yes.
even long before night come or bedtime come. So that way by the time them reach home, listen
That's
man, the
right.
things are wet and are jumping up
Yes.
and down,
And
ready
the way is smooth.
for
The
fertilization
way
and for
is
farming.
smooth.
Oh my
Yes. And clear.
Yes, man.
Yes. Woo.
So we're talking about this whole
Robo.
thing, not just in a vacuum,
Mm-hmm.
and to say that, yes, man, not just to say that what men want, but also the man
God.
must understand what also women want.
Yes.
Beautiful,
you use such a
beautiful.
powerful
Beautiful.
word,
Beautiful, Robert.
dictator,
Beautiful.
and that is the mentality of a lot of men, dictator. And the funny
Mm-hmm.
thing is that that needs to be broken because the only thing that a lot come to
That
the
needs to
table
be
with is
broken.
they want to mash up that, man. You understand? And like Robert pointed out, is that there are some
Man.
groundwork to be done long before, right?
Agreed.
Some man
I
still have
agree.
the I'm giving a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Some past co-workers were having the age-old debate of if man must take up panty off the line, or not even take up the panty off the line, but wash it. And yes. So it was about,
Mm-hmm.
yo,
Hang out
bad man,
and
no do
oh,
them thing, them man, I want to, man, and because how I reason with them at my workplace, and him say, yo, yeah, man, Kevin always give good reason.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I tell some man, no, do them thing. Kevin come true, boss, you come tell them you to. Say, you sure you want me to join the
Mm-hmm.
conversation? Say, yeah, man, Kevin, how you say, man? Yeah, I said, man, you sure you want me to join this conversation? Yeah, man. So, okay, all right. I said, brother, you're idiot. You're a good idiot. You understand? Because my first thing, I say, you go and dance and you bring home this girl, right? Is a clean one or a used one you're taking off? And someone who goes as far as using the teeth, you take off that one. That did sweat up, right?
hmm.
But if we make it clean now, you have a problem with it. Oh, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Talk truth. Talk
Them
truth.
never
Give.
invite me into them conversation there again.
Well, guess what? From me about 4, 5, 6 years old, me I wash panty,
How you mean?
Yeah, man. Because I grew up with my
Yes.
sisters,
Yes.
right? And of course, I am the eldest. So my mother would say, "Listen, this is what we do,"
Mm-hmm.
and I am washing my underwear, and my little sister would come and she said, "Robert, I want to wash my," and I said,
No.
"No, man, let me wash it," and I
Yes.
show her how to wash it,
Amazing.
right? So yeah, man. So I grew up with that particular mindset and culture.
Mm-hmm.
I remember years. I mean, like growing up, and my mother would send me to shop. And what I did not like
Observe.
is the fact that she would put on
Sanitary napkin.
the
Mm-hmm.
list is the, what do you
Sanitary
call it?
pad.
The sanitary
Mm-hmm.
napkins. Yeah, man. And I decided that I'm not going to buy that one, So I take it out every time and just put it down. Because listen, I'm not carrying that one. But I have learned over
Right.
time what is the purpose of it.
Of
And
course.
therefore, listen, I have no
Mm-hmm.
issue. I
Exactly.
Of
wash my
course.
wife
Yes.
underwear.
Exactly.
Because guess what?
Yes.
If I can
Yes.
take it off,
Yes.
That's
then
right.
why I can't wash it?
Exactly.
you know? So it's not about us being macho to say, boy, no man, bad man, I do them things, them man. No man, where some man? I will
Mm.
do almost anything just to ensure that my
Anything. That's
wife is
right.
pleased, so that
Yes. And
she
she's comfortable.
understand that it is not her alone in the relationship. Because guess what?
Yes.
I don't want her to wash my underwear also.
Of course.
So
Some men
you
expect
As
have
it.
we're
to
going
straddle
on to the
on both sides.
expectations of it, I
Of
want to go
course,
to
you
question
know.
three. Why are men deceptive in what they want versus what they need?
Go right
Hold on,
ahead.
hold on, hold on. I
Uh,
would
Reda.
like to start
Kevin, allow
this
me.
one. Jesus, all right.
No, 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 no. You're not starting anything inside here, no.
Massa God,
You
here
ask
you
a
know.
question, and I'm
Here
going
you
to
know.
answer.
Here you know.
Now, hear me. The reason why not men generally, but some men are deceptive in their ways is because some women can't handle the truth.
Hold on,
Hey,
hold
Make
on,
them
watch and
rebut
hold
it.
on,
Make
know.
hold
them
on.
rebut it,
Even
Some
Robert.
before,
Watch
women
At
and
least let
can't
them rebut
know.
handle
hold
themselves.
on,
the truth.
Watch and
hold on, hold
know.
on, hold on. No, no,
Watch
no, no,
and
no, no. Just all right. So,
know.
so let me take it from this stance. Right? Before we even got on that point that we're gonna hit on. Let me go to the point of first. In terms of even physical beauty, men will say that they want this type of woman who dresses this particular way. She always go to the hairdresser. She always does these things. She probably have this as Jamaican people say Coca-Cola bottle shape, whatever it is. And when it is that those are the women that they go after. But when it is that you see them getting married, it's nobody like this girl that always wearing false hair, this girl that always does, and you're looking at it and you're like, but to what you always go for and then what you got married to, totally different. And a lot of them will say, yeah, because the person who I always go for, it's really just for sex. But my wife, who I value, she has shape. It might not be like the injecting bottom or the whatever or all those things, but she looks good naturally. She doesn't normally go to the hairdresser probably every 2 weeks. She probably go once a month or whatever. But those are the women that men normally marry instead of the women who dress a particular way or they look this particular way. So in that sense also, it's almost
I mean,
what
yeah,
is
what
it?
it is, Jade, is that you find that 90% of the time, these women that are spending this time to focus on their outside isn't spending as much time on the inside. So a lot of
The inside.
times it's a beautiful glass, but there is nothing in it to quench my thirst. Brother, me drink a 4 liter water for you.
I will know you're thirsty, Kevin.
So I agree.
All
I
right, sir.
agree. All right, go ahead, Tobia.
All right. So let me. All right. So you know, I've always wondered what it is where that is concerned because I can talk about my experience, especially since I've been, you know, newly singled. So you will have these men and them have their girlfriends and such. I am of such where you will feel so comfortable around me. You will tell me everything and you'll talk about your innermost whatever as men. And I'll ask the question, do you talk to your wives about these things or your girlfriends or such? And you will say no. Yeah, them can't handle it, blah blah blah. Yet still, here is a woman that does more than understand, but would, like I did with my husband, create that open environment where that can happen. Yet still, you don't take the time to be patient and probably try to find another woman out there. You stay in an unhappy situation and you feel like, say, yeah, man, that's love because you're unhappy. Yet still, you still got the same things them where you don't want the wife to do, you don't want her to go up on her head top and all them something there. You don't want her to split on them things there. And all of these things you want, you're gonna find it out there so and still stay in the same unhappy relationship. So it always confused me and boggles my mind because it would have come in like say, uno self don't know what uno want.
Is
So it
you
leaves us
think
women
you
confused.
think is
Totally
as a
confused.
result of, say, for instance, this was a person I struggled with. I think it's only right that she was there with me all this time. So um, she's supposed to be the one to reap the benefits of this.
Yeah, but why are you then with somebody else talking to somebody else about your innermost thoughts and sharing what you can share their way?
No,
Talking to somebody
well,
else about your
Exactly.
innermost
Why?
thoughts and wanting to experience that.
well, yes.
And some men will
Personally,
go out and search for
personally,
that, but still go back to
if
the
I have an
wife.
issue, I am going to express my thoughts on that issue. I'm going to trigger these conversations. Let's hear from Robert.
Here the challenge. Why many women think that men don't really know what they want. You have to understand that an individual between the age of, say, for example, 18 to about 31, roughly an average, really and truly generally goes through that particular phase in terms of experiment, wanting to see what is his likes or dislikes. So of course he's going to generally go through in terms of, I like how this one look, I like how this one shape, I like how this one deal with me. But when it comes down to the marriage, chances are, chances are, he may choose the one who is completely opposite, but the one that complements his areas of weakness. A man will choose someone to marry who is going to complement him and help him generally in the areas that he is not strong in.
Mm-hmm.
If you read the book of Genesis, it says that God made woman. Why? Because man was lonely. What is woman's purpose in man's life? Not just for sex,
Mm-hmm.
but to be a
Right.
helpmate. And so, therefore, men choose women who generally are going to help them accomplish something greater than himself.
Right.
And I think that is why women think and believe that men are deceptive in the sense that what we dated when we were 24 into 30 is not who we marry into 30 into 40. For those who married during that particular period, I married at age 24. So you know that I'm an outlier,
Likewise.
right?
Likewise.
I am an exception to the
Yes. My
rule
husband married at
because I
24.
understood. Yes, man. So what age did you
I,
marry?
well, I was,
Anyway,
I
you
was,
tell us.
I was about 8 months older than him. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yes. It
Yeah, yeah.
it really is interesting to note that you know you put it that way, where a lot of men, they go through these phases of knowing what they want, and there will be women who will fit in terms of every single thing, like how women have check
Of
boxes. I
course,
want the
of
men to
course.
own
Yep.
up to the facts that in them
Of
head them have
of
check boxes
of
too,
course I don't have
for women.
checkbox.
No, we don't have check boxes. No, we don't.
You
No, no, no,
do,
no, 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 no,
you
no,
do,
no, no,
you
no, no, no,
do.
no,
So what you
no, no, no,
have?
no, no. We don't. We do not have check
You know
boxes.
what? I
Check
am not
circles.
going to. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
It
I'm not
goes
doing this.
around and around and
I'm
around.
not doing this.
But as I say, the men will have a woman who checks all the boxes and still go for someone who only
You have to
matches
ask which
some
head he was
parts.
thinking with.
And I've
Tobia,
had that experience.
no man, now it's the same point I was on, just check which of the head him thinking with, sometimes, and sometimes it's not none of sometimes sometimes it isn't,
Oh, jeez.
sometimes it isn't even any of his two. Him borrow him friend head
Okay.
thinking with him friend head, I'm borrow him father head thinking with him father head, I'm borrow him cousin head thinking with him. He's not making a decision for himself. And then when it comes down to the final thing,
True.
yo, brother, I feel sad I want you to
True.
go with it, because XYZ and very appropriate to it. You understand?
Right.
A
Yes.
lot of men,
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
it
men are
right.
afraid of
Yes.
owning up to a
True.
decision. Like
That's
them
true.
feel
Ex-
like, yo, you normally make some good choices. Make that choice here for me.
Yes.
No, I can fully agree and appreciate that point. Right? When the man is thinking with the proper head, he's going to make a decision, like I said before, based on him, based on where he believes that his life should be, and based on God's purpose for his life.
Yes.
One of the criterias that my wife fit into in terms of the circle, not the box, is that she can sing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sing to save my life.
Right.
And I knew from very early that a part of my calling was for ministry. I mean, I said, well, if me are going to ministry, then me can sing. Then she must have can sing because
Right.
because what she complements my areas of
Weakness.
weaknesses,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
And where I am weak, she is strong,
Yes.
right? So when the man is thinking and thinking properly with the head that God has given him, then he understands that, listen, he is going to think and act and behave in this particular way, as opposed to thinking with the third head or the second head or somebody else's head based on what Kevin is saying.
Yes. Yes. You know, Robert, I feel like you are my husband incarnate.
Not a bag
Listen me.
sign.
Okay, now bad
That is
luck that Jada
exactly what my
won.
husband
Mm-mm,
said.
no, Toby.
My husband say him no say him a go preach, him
Mm-mm.
no say him a go in a ministry,
Tell us,
and him
me a problem.
wanted a woman who couldn't sing. And that my husband say him wanted a woman who couldn't sing. Right, straight up. So once I open my mouth, what you say, Sister Tobia?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Ask you,
Jaja.
Jesus. Yes.
right?
Mm-mm.
And then you opening the
You know
mouth
what?
in public becomes a part where you open the mouth. Now in private, heart help me, Jesus.
That's right. Glory to God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You
Come
know
on.
what?
Let's talk
You know
about
what?
it. And I would love men to really admit these things because, especially our Christian men, they are so sexually
Yep.
shut
Yep.
up. They are so sexually repressed and they're afraid to express
Yes.
themselves. Talk about it. This is
Yes.
something what you need. You get what I'm saying? Some of our Christian men, where they're not coming from a Christian background. So
It's just
yes, them used to have a woman and polish them up
have
on
the
the regular. You
discussions.
get what I'm saying? So if that's you want in
Have
a
the
relationship, after you
discussions.
become a child of God, say that
Have the
you really
discussions.
want a woman to polish
A
your
lot
knob
of people are
right there
shying
and
away from
then.
the discussion.
Have the discussion. Be
But but
honest
but but,
about
but
the things that you need.
We're going back to the point now of you talking about women don't like to hear the truth or they can't hear the truth. Let's go back to that point now.
Many can't handle the truth.
Mm-hmm.
men are
No, no, no,
naturally
no. Don't say that. Do not say that,
protectors.
Kevin.
Yeah,
What
man.
you say?
No, hear me.
Okay.
No,
Not
hear me.
all.
Men are
Okay.
natural protectors. A man is designed to protect, right? A man is designed to protect. And let me tell you, a man always tests his woman over time. How he does it? Very simple and very subtle. Conversations would come up, and the man would ask the question. So, how would you handle this? If it were you,
Body language. Body language, man.
she is judging this situation outside there. Then the man goes into protective mode to protect not just himself, but to protect her. And what that ends up sometimes, not all the time, sometimes is that the man will withhold 100% of the
That's
information, which is
right.
true. In
Very
essence, he
true.
will he will lie to
Very true.
protect his wife, his woman, and protect himself and the relationship. No, they don't.
Yes.
No, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. I am
Robert,
telling you,
Robert,
Yes.
women
listen,
do.
I am
I can't.
telling you that women do not do the same thing
I don't
because
know,
men
but
because men
anyways,
do it 50%,
No,
women do it
no,
all the
Robert,
time.
Robert,
I'm done.
Robert.
I'm done with
Half of the
this.
things that we don't know, we would never want to know. So half of
What
the
you say,
things that
Kevin?
we don't know, we would never want to know, and they know that.
Mm-mm. All right. So I have been in relationships before, right? I've been in relationships before, whereas if I say something, I the other person would be very sensitive to things that I say, right? So then and there, I will not say certain things to him because of how they're gonna
The,
take
the,
it.
the truth is, no matter how much up we self, men ego are very fragile. Men come in
Hmm.
our box, we say,
Exactly.
handle with cares.
Some men can take things just as much as women can
Uh,
take it then.
the thing is the nature of.
I don't want to miss the point that Kevin said a while ago. That men egos are
Yeah,
very
I mean,
fragile.
the
Don't miss it. Go through, Kevin.
the things that a man, when a man say that I don't tell you this because you can't handle it, it's not just, it's, as Robert pointed out, it's also a self-sustaining thing. Because if I notice that your body language was of a certain nature, then I know, in the back of my head, that I am being judged. And each time I think of this situation or we talk about this situation, all I can remember is that judgmental look.
Yes.
Uh, right. And and
You feel
and
like you're
and
being judged.
so and
Mm-hmm.
there is, you see, these issues are issues that really need to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is how the abuse and everything that come in. Because a woman
Yes.
will beat you to the ground with her mouth, but men uses their hand. And a lot of men haven't really been cultured
Mm.
in anger management. And so even sometimes a man is walking away from some things that are being said, and a woman is right there
Mm-hmm.
just hammering it in him, and then a reflex from his right, and then his reflex now
Just
is to
on
kind
it,
of
on it,
just
on it, on
push
it, on
away
it.
whatever is coming in at him. And then it becomes a whole situation, right? No, you know, and that is why I touch on the
Mm-hmm.
whole fragile ego.
Yeah.
Because you mash up a man's ego enough, or to an extreme, you see him and move
Yep.
before you even know it. I'm like, crap, what the hell did I just do? You understand? Because if you look at some of the
Mm-hmm.
times
Yeah,
why
man.
two man fight,
Yes.
some stupidness caused a fight. Not even gone so far, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Sometimes over
you
woman.
tell me, is a respect factor.
But it's the respect. It's the respect, and it really truly goes back to the respect that he gets, or
It
does not
does.
get, whether from a friend or from a woman or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's the respect, and if he feels like he's not respected in even his feelings towards a certain thing, he will lash out or become
It's so funny how
withdrawn.
man ego easy for bruise, but yet still sometimes they don't seem to.
It is.
Consider an ego as an egg, a chicken egg. That is how fragile the thing is, you know. Why? And it goes back to its fragility when the man is giving his all. You see, when the man has locked off himself
Come
emotionally,
on, Robert. Come on,
then that
Robert.
egg
Okay.
become a boiled egg, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Him lock
It has
off.
become hard. So what happens now is that you can no longer hurt him,
Yeah.
because guess what? He is just now seeing you as an
Yeah.
object of sex
And
and
nothing
not
Mm.
else.
wanting to be in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with you. So one has to be very careful in relation to the ego
Yeah.
thing. Because let me tell you, Kevin said it, if it is bruised and bruised
Yeah.
enough, that thing is going to become
Oh yeah.
hard, And when that thing become hard, oh God, man, that is when you're going to see lack of
It's a
empathy.
wicked man.
That is when you're going to say, Lord, I saw him turn for a long time and I didn't know,
Yeah.
And
But
yes,
let me
man.
tell you something,
But you don't
Robert.
understand that over time.
Robert,
Yep.
Tell me,
women
tell
are the
me.
same way. Women are
Fully
the
agree.
same way. And, we like to think that, men are
Fully
from
agree.
Mars, women are from Venus, but there are some things
Mm-hmm.
where we just meet in the middle. And
Yes.
men are like that, women are like that. Because the more you beat a woman down, not physically, but emotionally, the more you don't do in her mind what you're supposed to do to make her feel like, all right, I am supposed to respect you.
Yep.
It is the more you kill
Yes.
her and break
Yes.
her down and cause her to
Yes.
become bitter and broken.
Yeah,
And
man.
she now
I
loses
said I
her
said something.
conscience. And remember, I told you, you think say your ego,
Mm-hmm.
Your ego weak, make she get wicked
Yep.
and start
Yep.
gibbon. Remember me tell you, hospital pick you up.
and and I said something to in this regard some time ago. I said, listen, a woman will
She
stay
done, you
in a
know.
relationship,
She
but you see
no man
when that woman
emotionally.
leave the
Uh-huh.
relationship
Oh
emotionally, no,
Jesus,
not physically,
emotionally,
emotionally, I hit
emotionally.
that,
That's it.
there is no getting her back at any point in time, because guess what? She would have moved on to someone else
Even if
emotionally.
it's
Physically, she's
ourselves,
still there,
even if it's ourselves, she
but
move on to.
yeah, man, yes, but emotionally, I don't know where I work with that one there, but
I
the Lord
The
give us
one
am
they, the one they need.
weak. Oh my god.
I know how I have been handling that. I know how I've been handling that. So we good.
So I agree with you,
Hmm.
Tobia, that listen, the same applies to a
Yeah.
woman. And therefore, we have to be careful in relation to how we treat the
Hmm.
sexes, how we deal with our own emotions,
Yes.
because these things really and truly can seriously affect the relationship,
Yes.
right? And as my brother said, that if not careful and handled
Ah.
properly, it moves over into domestic
Violence. Yeah.
violence. Move over into it,
Yes.
right? And sometimes we don't see domestic violence as emotional abuse,
Mm-mm. And
or
true.
psychological abuse, but
It
it is
is.
emotional and psychological as well as
Mm-hmm.
physical abuse. And therefore, we have to be very careful in relation to, as we discuss this whole issue, what men want versus what men
Media.
need. Yeah?
Yes.
Critical.
And Kevin, I don't think I don't think I agreed with you, Kevin, when you were talking about why men are deceptive. Indeed, them no, we can sometimes handle it. If a man tell me
Mm,
certain things, I'll be like, "What you be saying? What are you talking about? I can't do that." And to save himself, that
yeah.
he prefers to keep it to himself. So yeah, I do agree.
There has to be an open conversation in terms of how are we going to resolve conflicts. Some men interpret what you call it, a disagreement as an argument. Are two different things. I can disagree with you, but we're not arguing. The challenge that most men have is that women, some women, not all, some women tend to be nagging.
Yep.
Now, the Bible says something about a nagging woman.
Woman.
It says
Mm-hmm.
it is better to live at the edge of a roof
Mm-hmm.
rather than in the house with a nagging woman.
Woman.
A
Mm-hmm.
nagging woman is like is like a pipe dripping um, in a sink. If it's an enamel sink, if you have been to country long enough or long time, you will find that the dripping pipe in the enamel sink, over time, that little spot becomes rusty, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes black. And
Yes.
over time, if not careful and if not amended, dealt with, or if you not get what you call it tough flour and put over it, what happens is that that is going to leak. And the leak
Yes.
it leaks is now going to wet up everything underneath it.
Exactly.
So we have to be careful, mindful in relation to this whole issue in terms of conversations, dealing with it, resolving it before it becomes nagging. Because women always want to know. And as men, no, Jade, come on. Yeah, man. Listen, man. And it goes to the point where sometimes you have to give the man space,
Mm-hmm.
allow him to process what is happening in his brain, and then you ask questions at a later time. The challenge, not
True.
all women are cultured or are culturized in that particular way, right? And therefore it becomes a conversation that needs to happen to say, listen, this is how we are going to resolve conflicts if and when, not if and when they arise.
Um, I just wanted to I just wanted to share an experience from my marriage. I think it was Robert who was mentioning the whole how you come and when you come to the person to talk about those things, certain things. If you're saying talking about something that displeases you, give the man some time. I was like that. I still am like that. It will abund me. I'ma say no. You know what? Let me give him some time to just think about it and cool down or whatever, whatever. And I would go to him because for me, I knew that not just he needed that time, but I needed that time as well because I knew how I could probably get, and I would probably say something that would, in a sense, it not really disrespect him, but not let him feel good. And he would shut down. And if he shuts down, I shut down. So I knew that I needed that time as well. But when I took the time, I became almost methodical. So I took all the emotion out of it and I approached it in a methodical way because I needed the conflict or whatever resolved. And he
Mm.
hated that. Absolutely hated that. He wanted me to, if it's something
Do you
that,
know why?
because I knew why eventually, because I was too
Okay.
I was too emotionless, and he wanted that. He wanted the fiery, he wanted that. But I told him sometimes I can't give him that because if I get too off handle, he can't handle some of the things that I will say. And when he gets into that dark, oh, I don't want to talk to you no more, I am going to get into that whole, okay, it means that I can't say what I need to say in order to fix something because you're going to feel away. But we eventually worked around it where if I saw something, him never want me to wait all 2 day, 1 day, them kind of things there. Him want to say, you think me have a problem? You had a problem with the way I'm talk to that woman there. You have a problem with, me texting on my phone. Say it. Don't wait until it probably pass for talk to me about it. And if you can't talk to me about it, it don't make no sense. You're going to be in a them something there, but he wants it not to be too methodical and emotionless. He wants to know that listen, you feel away and you communicate say you feel away. You not have to cuss, tell me say you feel
Well,
away.
I can just imagine what your husband felt, in the sense that you used your training as
Yeah,
a counselor to
yeah,
communicate to your husband when you
yeah.
were supposed to communicate to him as
As a
his
wife.
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So
yeah,
that was the problem. It
yeah.
wasn't the fact that you were emotionless enough. It's
Mm,
because you spoke to him as a counselor
right.
and not as his wife.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about understanding in relation to what exactly is happening to your husband, your spouse at this point in time,
Mm,
right? My wife reads me very well. She knows when she's just going to leave me alone for a moment, and she's going to say, I know that when the time comes, he's going to come around and say it to me so we can resolve the particular issue.
mm-hmm,
She knows.
mm-hmm.
I know when she is in that particular mode,
Yeah.
right? And there are times that I become almost like a child in relating to her and giving her
Play
pure
with
trouble
oh my
because I
goodness.
want for her, yeah man,
I know,
yeah man, because I want for
I
her
know
to
that. Oh
come out of
boy.
that mode
Yep.
that she's in,
Yep.
right? And then the next time that I become her husband,
Mm-hmm.
to say, listen, stop that, move on, let us,
Yes. Let's talk
you know.
about this
But
now.
it all depends on what is happening in the moment,
Yes.
and a part of it is almost adapting to change as you go along
That's
in the
true.
relationship, so that you understand that the end game is to deal with the issue, to resolve the conflict, so that there cannot be any animosity.
Right.
Because what was said earlier, but by Tobia, is that we both meet in the middle
Mm-hmm.
at some point in
Mm-hmm.
time in terms of our emotions and feelings and all the alleys.
Yes. Yes. And with giving men
it
time,
is. It is.
You better agree, because that's good advice.
I was saying, with giving men time, I understood that with my husband. before I started working, he would spend long hours at school. So he'd come. I know that, listen, I better have some food ready for him because I know my man love him food. So I'm gonna have him food ready. I'm gonna have it sure out when him come. I'm gonna say, all right, honey, go and take a bath. Sometimes I would run that bath for him and I would bathe him myself because I see the stress on him. So more I bathe him myself. When him come out, give him food, give him tall cup of juice, him kick up him foot, I massaged his feet. So he needed the time to get the stress off of him, and then whatever else I needed to talk about or he needed to vent about, that was his time to say, all right, me think me can talk, me think me can listen, blah blah blah. So giving a man his time is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
important.
And likewise the women,
Yes.
because sometimes
Yeah.
they need their time too, to just say, all right, allow me a little bit.
Yes.
What I always say is that, and it differs in terms of relationships. You have to know your
Mhm.
partner, um, because
Yes.
giving them too much
Yes.
time to sulk can also be
Mm.
dangerous,
Mhm. True.
Yes.
right? So you have to know in terms of your partner. You have to know the habits. You have to know in terms of their temperament. If you see the eyebrow or the brow knit up
Mhm.
too much, you might want to say, all right, I think I might have been given too
Time to.
much time because I
Mhm.
don't
Yes,
want that to
yes,
lead
yes.
over into more stress, and the stress
Yes.
become depression and all these things.
It's
So
critical.
about understanding the individual is critical,
Yes.
right? And if you can't,
Yes,
if
I
you're not
agree.
intuitive,
I agree
man,
on
I
that.
would say go pray for intuition. Yeah.
Listen to me. Communication is very important in your relationship. So when you're talking about the needs, what men need and all of that, it's just a communication thing. Tell me, tell the woman, talk to her. Don't make she assume and think based on even her previous relationship. Because a lot of women, when we think about what we think men need, we use the previous relationship for judge what a man wants. You know,
Yes.
you
Yes.
get what I'm saying?
Well,
So if
too
a
much of
man
too
can
much of we want the
communicate
other partner to
adequately,
be
You
mind
know,
reader.
Bounty
yeah.
Killer said something.
Go
Bounty
ahead,
Killer
Robert.
said something long time ago. I think it was 1998. He released this album. And you know, I think them time it was at a Bounty Killer, Bounty Hunter, one of them, right? And the song goes like something like this: Stop living at the past. Stop when
Yeah.
remember when man I ride horses,
Yes, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So many of us live in the past
Past.
Yes.
Yep.
and yeah, man, I'm trying to correct the mistakes of the past.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
always say, listen, those mistakes, no matter how good you are, you're not going to correct them. You can
Yes.
Exactly.
learn from them and
Yes.
Yes.
learn what not to do in the present so that your
Yes.
future can be better.
Yes.
Exactly.
I agree. I agree.
And we have to
Yeah, and
understand as
stop
women.
setting up
Oh,
the other person for fail. Just talk. Just talk what you want, and stop.
yeah. Yeah, man. Talk, man. True, true, true.
Yeah, yeah,
Go ahead, Kevin. Finish.
stop try date Miss Cleo. You understand? And a tarot card thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just spread it out on the
Not
table
true.
and leave your old
At
cards on the
this.
table. What you
Yes, man.
want, what you expect. Are you and the question is, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Alright,
Yes.
I will do this, but me not do
Yep.
this.
Yes.
Alright, we can work with that.
Right.
And
And see
and
what you can deal in.
and stop listening to people.
Yeah.
Stop listening to people who are famous, who are on radio and on
Mm-hmm.
TV, and they are fluffy.
Yes. La 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 la.
We're not saying nothing. We're leaving it alone. I am not saying anything. We're leaving it alone.
Jade,
Blood
protect
of
your show, yeah,
Jesus.
Jade. Protect your show, Jade. Protect
We're
your
leaving
show.
big stuff alone.
Bless the
No, but
Lord.
Exactly.
Oh
no,
my
but
goodness.
We're leaving big stuff
to also touch on
alone.
Yes,
to also touch
yes,
on something that
yes.
Robert said, right? I am also going to
Yes,
say,
yes.
stop, stop listening to people who are telling you to do one thing and they are doing the opposite.
Right,
Ah,
exactly.
true,
Some
true.
people don't want to see where you have a
Just
survive. Them don't want to see where you have a thrive.
Man,
And them
tell
tell you
him.
say, yo, me nah do this and me nah do that. But if you have one camera,
Now
them
do
you
that,
always see them and do
yeah.
exactly what them say them not doing.
Them a do the
Same
same
thing.
thing. Them a
Same
do the
thing.
same
That's why
thing.
them have a say to say, do as I say, not as I do.
Brother,
Stop listening to people.
brother.
Think think for your own selves. And you're with a man, therefore, ask that man ask that man what exactly it is that he wants.
Once,
Don't sit
yes.
and assume it, but talk to your man. Figure it out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So we have come to the end of the discussion.
We're not
Thank
done,
you
done, you know. Me know
guys
so
for
we have
being a
more things
part
to
of it.
talk about.
It
Me
was a
know so we
pleasure
have more
being
things
here.
to talk about.
And yes, yes, thank you. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I'm sure our listeners also is going to enjoy the conversation. So until then, we'll be back next week, Tuesday, on the Unfiltered by Jade. Thank you.
Bam bam bide, bam bam bide, badu bidi bam bam bide.